Trust me, dude, hot girls are overrated.
All females are sluts until proven otherwise.
Don't get me wrong, they're fun for a little while, but they are a fucking headache. Money and looks can get you in the door, but game is what keeps you on our mind. Bitches never know what the fuck they want, man.
Live from Philadelphia, your man, Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 535th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. We are brought to you in part by Gorilla Mind Rush, the number one non-habit forming supplement for energy, focus, concentration, and productivity. If you want to be crazy productive without the crash, go to donovansharpe.com/Gorilla Mind Rush, and you will also be supporting the show. It is good to have you guys in today. It is Wednesday, December 11, 2019. We are, as always, streaming live to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, VK, and OK.ru. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe reality a part of your daily routine. Special shout out goes to Daniel Jimenez, who became my first ever TSR member right here on the show. I have opened my channel up for memberships, and I'm going to actually explain why I'm doing that here in the coming days and weeks. So hopefully you guys will certainly understand that. Later on in the show, I'm actually going to have a very interesting discussion about how an Apple commercial indirectly advocates covering up evidence to prove that frivolous rape accusations are false. I'm not saying that they're telling people to hide the evidence. Of course not. No company would ever directly endorse that. But Apple indirectly and kind of sideways endorses, without actually implying or saying what they endorse, the covering up of evidence that would most certainly exonerate men falsely accused of sexual assault, rape, or any variation of the two. So you'll definitely want to stick around for that. I will also open up the phone lines a little bit later on, which, by the way, will forever be referred to from here forward as the Patrice O'Neal hotline, to honor the late, great Patrice O'Neal, who was Red Pill before the moniker of Red Pill ever came into existence in the first place. But I'm going to start the show by discussing a woman by the name of Robin Korth, who wrote an article entitled, quote, "My Naked Truth." And it chronicles a weekend she spent with a guy she met in hopes of hooking up with and eventually having sex with him. Now, on its face, it would appear that this is the typical story about how a woman meets a man, spends the weekend with him, they have sex, they have fun, and so on and so forth. But there are a couple of details that make this story atypical. The first of which is Robin's age at the time of this supposed hookup. Okay? She's 59 years old when she spent the weekend with Dave, number one. Number two, the sex didn't happen. That's right, guys. She never had sex with Dave. Dave didn't want to have sex with her. Now, that might be hard to believe, given that last week I talked about an 83-year-old woman by the name of Hattie, who we all know, who regularly had sex with men by using the Tinder app. But it would appear that Dave actually, believe it or not, has a healthy sexual appetite. As in, he isn't turned on, sexually by an old woman's body and didn't have sex with Robin. Now, the reasons he put himself in this particular predicament in the first place, that remains a mystery. We will never know why he even entertained this, nor am I interested in finding out. The point is that he refused to have sex with Miss Korth, which shows us that there are actually some men out here who aren't thirsty and desperate enough to stick their bananas in a female with an AARP card. Now, before we get into the article, let's talk a little bit about who Robin Korth is. She's nothing special, guys. She's given a few talks and she's written a few books. She's written a few articles, I think, on Huffington Post. But by all accounts, there's nothing extraordinary about Miss Korth, except for the fact that she was actually shocked that a man with a healthy sexual appetite rejected her, and we'll get into that here shortly. Anyway, if you're looking at your screen, you can see that Miss Korth describes herself as a, quote, renegade and an outlaw who is an international speaker and businesswoman. Let's go ahead and stop right there. Let's stop right there. Miss Korth, gentlemen, is doing what every female does when it comes to describing herself, and that is describing what she wants in a man. Robin isn't a or an outlaw, guys. She thinks she is because she left her marriage to sleep around and have a child out of wedlock. But women do this as a matter of habit. So there's nothing rebellious or different about the path that Robin Korth took in life. She wants to come off as this risk taker. She wants to come off as this strong woman with a devil-may-care attitude by doing nothing but what every woman is doing, which, of course, is sleeping around. And again, she's not an international speaker, guys. Maybe she talked to a group of people in Canada one afternoon, and for whatever reason, she thinks that qualifies her as an international speaker. That right there, that's the equivalent of a paperboy who describes himself as a current events engineer. No, dude, you're a paperboy, nothing more. She's not a businesswoman either, guys. She's written a couple of books talking about her eat, pray, love journey, and she's made a few bucks off of it because, again, a lot of women can identify with cheating on their husbands, jumping on the carousel, and having a couple of bastard children and calling it a journey. I'm putting in air quotes. But getting back to what I was saying earlier, she is none of these things, guys. What she is telling us is that she wants a man who is a renegade and an outlaw who also makes good money, is an eloquent writer, and travels internationally. Well, this, of course, is Alpha Fucks Beta Bucks, guys. He's a white-collar bad boy. That's what she and every other woman out there wants. And because women like Robin, who always make the mistake of thinking that sexual attraction is symmetrical, meaning that they think that we as men are sexually attracted to the same traits and characteristics as women are, she describes herself as the female with the masculine traits that she wants and desires in a man. This woman is 59 years old when she wrote this article. That was 5 years ago. She's 64 now, but she was 59 when she wrote this article, and her female nature is still the same, as you will see in this argument. Women grow old, gentlemen, but they never grow up. We say it all the time here in the manosphere. Anyway, it says in her bio, if you are reading along, that after years of doing life as she was supposed to, Korth walked away and began doing life from deep inside. I'll bet she did. She captures her experience in her book, Soul on the Run, which is her courageously honest exploration of the power and joy that living is meant to be. Translation. Robin divorced her husband, jumped on the carousel, and wrote a book about all the bananas she gobbled, all the cucumbers she ate, all the eggplants she jumped on. How many old maids do this? There are all of these old-ass females who get married. They buy into the feminist lie. They cheat on their husbands. They do the eat, pray, fuck thing. Then they write a book about it, thinking it makes them brave and unique and different. No, sweetheart. There are dozens of thousands of you, Miss Korth. You are not special or unique. Your journey is not inspiring. Your journey is not eye-opening. You had a great life. Then you became a hoe and decided to write a book about it to make yourself feel better about the fact that you are a lonely woman with 7 cats, 6 bottles of wine, 5 antidepressant medications, and going on 4 years of celibacy because the last 3 dudes that you thought would sleep with you saw that you were 2 decades past your sexual expiration date, and you have no one to blame but yourself. Guys, I am so sick and tired of these old, used-up, wrinkly-ass hoes writing about how appalled they are about men not wanting to fuck them anymore and expecting to be praised about it. These bitches had decades upon decades of men fawning over them, but they can never get enough attention, so they think we actually want to read about their sexual exploits with books like Sex After 70 or You Can Get Orgasms at 80. The fuck out of here with that. Now, there aren't any pictures of Robin Korth before the age of 50, but if you take a look at your screen, you will still see her rapid decline even at her advanced age. This is what she looked like in 2014. This is right around the time she wrote this particular article. There we go. As I pause the other camera view, it looks like the lighting's a little off. But this is what she looked like in 2014. Okay. In 2015, she aged quite a bit. Look at 2014 again, right? In 2015, she has a few more wrinkles. Her hair is a little shorter and a little lighter. Guys, buckle up. This is what she looked like in 2017. Look at how quickly she is aging. Listen, I'm going to go back again. 2014, when she wrote this article, right? She's 59 years old, presumably, because we know that all women lie about their age. This is what she looked like in 15. This is what she looked like in 2017. That was 2 years ago. Well, I actually sent a camera crew out to Miss Korth's place, and she agreed to have her picture taken. And this, of course, here we are right here. This, of course, is what Miss Korth looks like today, here at the ripe old age of 64, probably going on 65 years old. All jokes aside, and to be honest with you, I don't really know if that's a joke. Miss Korth may very well actually look like this today. Let's break down this disaster, also known as Robin Korth's shock that Dave didn't want to sleep with her, and further verify that women are always the very last ones to know that they have hit the wall. Naked, she starts. I stood at the closet doors with the lights on and made myself ready. I took a deep breath and positioned the mirror so I could see all of me. Oh, sweet mother of God. I consciously worked to remove my self-believed inner image. I opened my eyes and looked very carefully at my body. My heart lurched at the truth. I am not a young woman anymore, she says. I am a woman well-lived. My body tells of all the years she has carried my spirit through life. Let's take this from the top, guys. So she halfway admits that she doesn't look as good as she used to. She admits that she doesn't look as good as she makes herself believe when she said, remove my believed self-image. Guys, she knows she's disgusting. Okay? She knows she's disgusting when she's naked. But her female hard drive simply will not let her acknowledge it. Guys, women do this all the time. The truth is staring them right in the face, but they make up a false truth so they can sleep at night. Big thanks goes out to Octavius Mewborn Jr. with the $5 super chat. I will shout those out on the other side of the break. Don't get it twisted, guys. A woman's self-worth does not come from themselves. It comes from male attention. And the amount of male attention any given woman gets is 100% dictated by her sexual attractiveness and nothing else. And all women know this. This is why they have a nervous breakdown when they actually realize they've hit the wall. They can talk all they want about their personalities, what they bring to the table, and everything else. But deep down, they know that their worth is determined by men. And men base a woman's worth on the way she looks. Yes, gentlemen, there are other factors involved. Let's not kid ourselves. But if a woman isn't sexually attractive, anything else she brings to the table, it doesn't matter. Then she keeps it real when she says she lurched at the truth, which was that she is not a young woman anymore, but she still sugarcoated the statement. Guys, no shit. You're not a young woman anymore. You're 50-fucking-9. Men don't... What she meant when she said, I'm not a young woman anymore, is I am not sexually attractive anymore. Men do not want to fuck me anymore. Guys, she can't say this out loud because she knows that a woman who isn't sexually attractive is useless to men. Robin knows this. Now, if she were married at 59, it would be quite a different story. No, she probably wouldn't be sexually attractive at 59 years old. But as a wife of 35, maybe 40 years, she still adds value to her husband's life outside of sex. She had his children. She raised his family. She elevated his life. She helped him in his endeavors, and so on and so forth. So at 59, she still has use to her husband, even when not sexually attractive anymore. But a 59-year-old woman who is single has no use to any man, not even sexually. And again, Robin knows this. But she can't say, I'm not sexually attractive anymore, because she would be admitting to herself that she is useless to men. And guys, that is a very, very difficult truth to wrap your head around as a woman, which is why they try to hold on till the bitter end. But then she immediately reverses skates when she says, I am a woman well-lived, as a response to her conscience telling her that she has no value to men anymore, guys. She's characterizing sleeping around as well-lived. Gentlemen, this is her trying to romanticize having slept around. Women sleep around all the time, but they never actually call it that, which, of course, is sleeping around. Robin calls it well-lived. Janelle Testa calls it exploring your inner self. Amy Horton calls it finding myself. Women never, ever call fucking a bunch of guys fucking a bunch of guys. No, They gotta sugarcoat it to make it sound like this profound, arduous process that requires introspection, self-examination, and deep inner thought. Robin Korth just did exactly the same thing when she said, I am a woman well-lived. Then she doubled down on the very next sentence by saying, my body tells of all the years she has carried my spirit through life. All this paragraph, this introductory paragraph is saying, guys, is that she's given her body to so many men that her body aged quickly, and the result of her decision to sleep around with hundreds of men has rendered her 59-year-old penis-ravaged body no longer sexually attractive. That's it. Nothing carried her spirit through life other than her love for an abundance of cocks in her face, between her legs, and probably in her ass. Let's continue. I'm a 59-year-old woman, she says, in great health and in good physical shape. I stand 5 feet, 9 inches tall, and weigh 135 pounds. I wear a size 6 in both jeans and panties, and my breasts are nowhere near my navel. In fact, they still struggle to make it full up in a B-cup bra. That's kind of weird. My thighs are no longer velvet, and my buttocks have dimples. My upper arms wobble a bit, and my skin shows the marks of the sun. There is a softness around my waist that is no longer perfectly taut, and the pout of my abdomen attests to a C-section that took its bikini flatness but gave me a son. I weigh 135 pounds and wear a size 6 in both jeans and panties. None of that matters, boo. You're 60. It doesn't matter what size you wear, and nobody gives a damn about your panties. Listen, I keep telling you guys that women never grow up. Here she is, thinking that her measurements will make us say, she's as old as dirt, but she does weigh 135 pounds, and she is a size 6 in jeans and panties. There's no way I would ever have sex with a chick a decade and a half past menopause, but if she wears a size 6 in panties, I might change my mind. This is the same thing as Hattie telling dudes on Match.com that she's 73 instead of 83, as if dudes that would never consider banging her at 83 would change their minds if she were young and spry at 73. Then she talks about her boobs, her butt, and her legs. And before I talk about how fucking gross that is, let me point something out that most, if not all, women do when talking about things that are not so flattering about themselves. She points out that her boobs are nowhere near her navel, which means she doesn't have saggy boobs. Or at least that's what she wants you to think. But she talks about what they aren't instead of what they are. Right? Women do this all the time when trying to mislead you into avoiding the truth. Guys, just because her boobs aren't down to her navel doesn't mean they don't look like oversized prunes. Just because her boobs aren't sagging down to her navel doesn't mean they're not still fucking disgusting because they're attached to a body that's damn near 60. So just for shits and giggles, guys, let's run this quick scenario. And please, gentlemen, try to sort of hang on to your lunch here. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, Robin here is texting some unsuspecting dude, and he's quizzing her about her body because she's, 50 fucking 9 and doesn't want to have sex with the equivalent of a corpse. Let's say that they're texting back and forth. And he asks her straight up, well, what do your boobs look like? And she responds with, well, don't worry, they're not down to my navel. Then later on, when she gets naked and he pukes all over her, he says, you lied to me. You said you had nice boobs. And she'll say, well, I didn't lie to you. I told you they weren't down to my navel, and that was the truth. Now, in his mind, he'll think, okay, that's true, but you didn't tell me that they look like deflated fucking balloons. So here's a lesson number 1, guys. When a female describes something she or something about her is not, ask more questions. Quiz her on the details, guys. So for example, if a girl tells you, my ass isn't saggy, trust me, you respond with, well, what exactly does it look like then? Right? If a woman says, don't worry, I'm not obsessing over my ex anymore, you say, okay, fair enough, but how often do you communicate with him? Just because she tells you her ass isn't saggy doesn't mean it's not disgusting. Just because she tells you she doesn't obsess over her ex doesn't mean she's gone radio silent on him. She says her waist is no longer taut, which means her waist looks terrible. Then she blames her C-section that took its bikini flatness. No, sweetie, it's not the C-section that took it. It was your age and laziness. You see, gentlemen, a female could remain mildly sexually attractive at an advanced age, provided she watches her diet, doesn't smoke or drink, and lives in the gym. But Robin here was too busy sleeping around to give a damn about the way she looked until one dude finally just gave it to her straight, which we'll discuss here shortly. Her body is a hot mess. And the reason it's a hot mess is because she's lazy, guys. That's all there is to it. Yes, age has a lot to do with it. There's no question about that. But had she done what needed to be done to remain sexually attractive, her body wouldn't be so goddamn hideous. Guys, she's the girl who blames her stretch marks on her pregnancy. No, bitch, you have stretch marks because you are too lazy to apply cocoa butter 3 to 5 times a day to keep them away like your doctor instructed you to. She's the girl who blames being overweight on her kids. No, sweetheart. You're overweight because you ate nothing but junk during your pregnancy and didn't hit the gym as soon as you popped out the kid. Look at your screen, guys. This is Maria Kang, mother of 3, and still fully hot and fully fuckable. I don't want to hear about genetics. I don't want to hear about lack of money or resources or any other bullshit excuses that women use to justify being fat asses. It can be done. Women are just too goddamn lazy to do it. Never, ever let a female get away with telling you what something, someone, or somewhere isn't. You are interested in what things are. You will be the judge on what it's not her. Now to Miss Korth talking about her disgusting fucking body. Bitch, we don't want to hear about your wrinkly boobs. We don't want to picture your saggy thighs. We don't want to think about your dimple-riddled ass. We want nothing to do with any of that stuff. Keep that shit to yourself. Like I said, your measurements have absolutely zero bearing on your sexual attractiveness, and you know it. I don't give a damn about your C-section giving you a son. Dudes don't give a fuck about your body's story. Are you bangable or aren't you? That's what guys ask themselves when they look at you. He doesn't want to hear, but my body gave me a son and my C-section took my bikini body. You don't want to hear about some dude's excuses because he's a fat ass, do you? You don't give a damn about him having a thyroid issue or diabetes or some sort of condition that makes him gain weight, right? Of course you don't. You don't want to hear about his sob story about why he's a fat ass any more than a man wants to hear your story of courage and bravery to explain why your body looks like beef fucking jerky. Fuck out of here with that nonsense. These bitches always want men to give them some sort of leniency that they never have and never will give to a man with regards to aesthetic beauty. You guys can go fuck yourselves with that. Let's continue. Why, she asks, this brutal scrutiny of myself? It was time to counter the damage of my culture, my soft-held fear, and to pour warm love on my soul. It was time to claim every mark and not perfect inch of my body. A body, she says, that had been called too wrinkled, she puts in quotes. That's fucking hilarious that she puts too wrinkled in air quotes as if to somehow imply that her body is not too wrinkled, by a man who was fetched by my energy and my mind but did not like the bare truth of me. His name was Dave, and he was 55 years old. We met on a dating site, she continues. Dave was interesting, gentlemanly, and bright. He held my hand and toured with me on long bicycle rides. He drove many miles to come to my door. He made meals for both of us and ruffled my dog's happy head. I was enticed and longed for the full knowing of this man. It's so funny how she tries to poetically say, I really wanted to fuck this guy, right? Instead of saying, I really wanted to fuck him, I longed for the full knowing of this man. Anyway, and so, she says, we planned a weekend together. That's when things got confusing, unspoken, and just not quite there. We went to bed in a couple's way, unclothed and touching, all parts near. Oh, God! All parts near, she says. Kisses were shared. Kisses were shared, and sleep came in hugs. I attempted more intimacy throughout the weekend and was deterred each time. There she goes again with telling us what her body is not. rather than telling us what it is. She said, not perfect inch. Translation, old and decrepit body. Then she wants us to feel sorry for her because Dave called her body too wrinkly, even though he was fetched by her energy and her mind, which brings me to lesson number 2, and this one's for the ladies. And ladies, if you're watching, please pay attention here, because I'm about to tell you something you already know, but never want to acknowledge out loud or to yourself. And I said this earlier, but it is worth repeating because you people can't hear it enough. 845 watching. Let's get these numbers up. If you are not sexually attractive, then we don't give a damn about your energy, your mind, or anything else. So you've got a degree and make 6 figures. That's great and all. But if you've got more chins than boobs, I don't care. What's that you say? You're charming? You have a charming feminine personality and you can prepare home-cooked meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Great! But if you're a fucking fat ass, I don't fucking care. I'm still not interested. The reason certain women love running off at the mouth about what they have and what they are is because they know they don't look as good as they could. And by looking good, right? Looking good means eating right and exercising on a consistent basis. Guys, this isn't easy. Okay? Getting a 4-year degree, that's easy, which is why most people who have 4-year degrees in this country are women. And as we all know, women never do what's hard. Oh, no. Sexually attractive women don't run their mouths about their degrees or their cooking skills. Hot girls don't flap their gums about where they've been or what they've done. They're hot. They're attractive. They know that's enough. So when a woman is out here telling men about what she brings to the table, chances are she's probably overweight and she lacks that raw sexual attractiveness. And guys, it's as simple as that. This is exactly why Miss Korth is telling us all about how impressed Dave was about her energy and mind. But when the rubber met the road, David didn't bang her. So she, like all women, pointed out her other attributes so as to make us think, well, why was Dave not attracted to her? He was impressed with her energy and her mind. What gives? My answer, see lesson number 2. Let's continue. On Monday evening over the phone, she says, I asked this man who had shared my bed for 3 nights running why we had not made love. Your body is too wrinkly, he said without pause. I have spoiled myself over the years with young women. I just can't get excited with you. I love your energy and your laughter. I like your head and your heart, but I just can't deal with your body. I was stunned, she says. The hurt would come later. I asked him slowly and carefully if he found my body hard to look at. He said yes. So this means seeing me naked was troublesome to you, I asked. He told me he had just looked away. And when the lights were out, he pretended my body was younger, that I was younger. My breath came deep and full as I processed this information. My face blazed as I felt embarrassed and shamed by memories of my easy nakedness with him in days just past. She continues, we talked for some time more, my head reeling at the content of the conversation. He spoke of special stockings and clothing that would hide my years. He blithely told me he loved little black dresses and strappy shoes. He said my hair was not long and flowing as he preferred, but that was okay because it was cool looking. I felt, she says, like a Barbie doll on acid as I listened to this man. He was totally oblivious to the viciousness of his words. He had turned me into an object to be dressed and positioned to provide satisfaction for his idea of what female sexual perfection should be. For this woman to give us the impression that she was shocked at the idea that a man would find her body repulsive is as transparent as a fucking window. This bitch knew her body was a wrinkly fucking disaster. But rather than admitting it to herself and acting accordingly, she puts a man in the undesirable position of actually telling her that her body is too wrinkly in order to make him the bad guy. How dare he tell me my body is wrinkly? My mind is gorgeous. He liked my energy. But get this, guys. 921 people watching. Get this. She wasn't shocked at what he thought, gentlemen. She was shocked at that he actually said it. And this was her nefarious plan to guilt a man into fucking her. Listen up, guys, because I'm about to put you on game. You see, gentlemen, Miss Korth here tried to pull what women do all the time, which is pretending to ignore the truth, then relying on a man to be afraid to tell her the truth, then hoping that he'll fuck her in order to avoid sticking with the lie that he told her when he said, there's nothing wrong with your body. You're not too fat. Your body isn't too wrinkly. Robin was relying on a man's fear of not telling her the truth, and she was going to put his feet to the fire and hope he caved. Well, if there's nothing wrong with my body, she would probably ask him, then why won't you fuck me? You guys think this is the first time this bitch has run this gambit? You think this is the first time she's asked a man why he didn't bang her? Bitch, please, man. She does this all the time. And until she met Dave, who was unafraid to keep it all the way real with her, she was batting 1,000, guys. Every dude she ran this scam on fell for this, and Dave did not. And she was so shocked. Actually, she really was shocked that he actually told her. She was so shocked she wrote an article about it because she simply could not believe that a man would tell her straight up that he was not sexually attracted to her and proceeded to tell her exactly why. Guys, I'm here to tell you, fat girls know they're fucking disgusting. Ask Lizzo. Fucking disgusting. Twerking in front of LeBron. What the fuck was that? But they rely on male fear to shame them into banging them anyway. These bitches are all about size matters, right? Unless they're talking about their own weight. These bitches are all about age ain't nothing but a number until somebody tells them you're too old and your body is too wrinkly. Then, of course, she stays with the butthurt feminist playbook when she attempts to shame him for having a healthy sexual appetite when he said he had turned me into an object to be dressed in position to provide satisfaction for his ideas of what female sexual perfection should be, which is disingenuous on two fronts. Number one, women don't have to be perfect to be sexually attractive. A woman doesn't have to be perfect to make a man want to have sex with her. Robin knows this. But because she's trying to convince us that she's still bangable, she indirectly says, I may not be perfect, but I'm still fuckable. No, Miss Korth, you are not perfect, but that's why you're not fuckable and you know it. Number two, sexual attraction is not his idea. This is Mother Nature, Miss Korth. Nobody tells men what sexual attractiveness is. Nobody gives us measurements or markers. We see a girl and we instinctively know whether we want to fuck her or not. That's it. That's biology. For this old road-worn old maid to try and shame men for something they have absolutely no control over, which is what we're sexually attracted to, is literally the same thing as shaming women for wanting to have sex with men who are tall and muscular. Oh my God, there must be something sick with her. She ripped rich guys. Oh my God, how dare she? Get the fuck out of here. She continues. He explained that now that I knew what was required, we could have a great time in the bedroom. I told him no, she said defiantly. I would not hide from my own body. I would not wear outfits to make my body more tolerable. I would not undress in the dark or shower with the bathroom door closed. This is awesome. I'm so glad he actually told her this. I would not diminish myself for him, she continues, or for anyone. My body is beautiful and it goes along with my mind and my heart. That right there is the problem. A man told you exactly what you could do to become more sexually attractive to him. But instead of complying, you say that's diminishing yourself. I talked about this on Thursday when I discussed one of the many things that women do to sabotage their relationships with men, and that is that they don't allow themselves to be objectified by their men. If a man tells her, well, you look great in this, they say, you're objectifying me, then wonder why he fucks your friend. Well, sweetheart, it's because your friend likes wearing a skirt and heels around him to make herself more sexually attractive to him. Robin was given a roadmap by Dave, but she decided she didn't want to diminish herself. Probably had more to do with the fact that she probably couldn't pull this off, more than the fact that she didn't want to. In other words, you can't fire me, I quit. When I told Dave I never wanted to see or hear from him again, he was confused and complained that I was making a big deal out of nothing. He whined that I had taken a small part of our relationship and made it a major event. I didn't even want to try to explain the hurt and the horror that he had inflicted upon me. I actually felt sickly sorry for this man as I hung up the phone. It was after this call that I went to the bedroom and gently stripped off my clothes. Oh, sweet mother of God. As I looked in the mirror, clear-eyed and braved, I claimed every inch of my body with love, honor, and deep care. This body is me, she says. She has held my soul and carried my heart for all of my days. Each wrinkle and imperfection is a badge of my living and giving of life. With tears in my eyes, she concludes, I hug myself. I said thank you to God for the gift of my body and my life, and I said thank you to a sad man named Dave for reminding me of how precious it all is. She's lying here, guys. She's lying. Ain't no way Dave whined about anything. Think about it. A man who tells a woman straight up, listen, sweetie, your body is too wrinkly. I can't get it up. A guy like that would never bitch and moan about a woman not doing something he suggested. Women always give themselves away as liars when telling us these stories. They expect us to believe that alpha males exhibit beta behavior. I'm not saying Dave is or isn't an alpha, and I'm not telling you I know what he said to her on the phone. But I know what he didn't. Okay? She wants us to think that she ended this relationship with Dave and not the other way around. She wants us to think she hung up on him. She said she never wants to see him again. Bitch, please. I'm going to tell you guys what really happened. Here's what happened. When she got back from her weekend. She got back from her weekend. She hadn't heard from Dave all day. So she called Dave, not the other way around. You see, guys, Dave didn't want to have anything to do with her anymore. And this is why she called him. Right? She wanted answers. A man would never proactively call up a woman after spending a weekend with her, only to tell her, listen, I didn't sleep with you because your body was too wrinkly. Oh, no, guys. Dave was actually trying to ghost on her. But because having had experience with women, he knows they don't handle rejection well, he decided to fade out of her life and ghost on her to avoid telling her the truth about not being able to get a boner for a 59-year-old hag. She probably called him 5 or 6 times throughout the day, and because he knew she wouldn't stop until she talked to him, he finally picked up the phone and gave it to her straight. And surprise, surprise, she reacted poorly, just like Dave thought she would. And because women can never really admit the truth to themselves, even when a man tells her in no uncertain terms why he wasn't interested in her, she rushed to the mirror to prove to herself that Dave was full of shit with his unrealistic, misogynistic ideas of what female sexual attractiveness should be. And to her utter shock, Dave was right. Realizing this undeniable truth, she cried and hugged herself to make her feel better about the fact that Dave and men like him are no longer an option for her. Then she got on her computer and wrote this article to convince us and herself that Dave is the sad one and not her. Unfortunately for Miss Korth, she failed miserably. When we return, I'm going to talk about a commercial that indirectly endorses keeping evidence that would exonerate men falsely accused of sexual assault. I will also answer your super chat questions and open up the Patrice O'Neal hotline to get your thoughts. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Gentlemen, if you want the blueprint on how to mold and shape a woman into exactly what you want and need, you need to get your hands on my 7-hour 5-part audio course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. This is 7 hours of rock-solid intel on how to build a female brick by brick into the kind of woman you want and need. Part 1 deals with the vetting process. I teach you how to select the right candidate by telling you what to look for and, more importantly, what not to look for in a woman. Part 2 deals with the training process. I take you step by step through the procedures that prepare a female for what it's like to be in a relationship with a man like you. I educate you on setting the tone early in order to reduce and possibly eliminate any and all behaviors that could potentially cause trouble in your relationship down the road. In Part 3, I instruct you on how to set and enforce boundaries and expectations. I teach you how to be direct when communicating your expectations in such a way that leaves nothing to interpretation. Part 4 will cover the sexual side of your relationship, how to dominate her sexually, and how you can make yourself unforgettable to her even if you're not the most well-endowed lover she's ever been with will be discussed extensively. I will also teach you the ins and outs of deep conversion game, which is the art of verbally and physically dominating her body, her mind, and her soul. And finally, Part 5 will teach you how not to sabotage your relationship, how to maintain it, and what to do on the off chance that your woman gets out of line or out of pocket. Now, it's very important for you guys to understand that this course is based on personal experience. I'm not giving you guys hypotheticals or theories. These are techniques I use in my own relationship to this day, and anyone who follows me has seen that my techniques work and work well. Now, this isn't a cheat code or a magic bullet either, guys. This course isn't a turn her into the woman you've always wanted using this one weird trick, or how to make any woman your sexy, submissive sex slave with these 3 magical phrases. No. That's not what this is. So if that's what you're looking for, keep your money. To train a woman to look, act, and submit like a woman should takes time, hard work, consistency, and maintenance. If you are willing to put in the work, go to donovansharpe.com/courses to get your hands on the only relationship guide that actually works by the only man who has shown that it works. Again, that's donovansharpe.com/courses. The link is in the description. Welcome back to the show, guys. Thanks for sticking around. It is good to have you all in on a Wednesday. We're having extremely crappy weather here in Philly. Feels like it's been raining here for like the last 3 months. But hopefully it lets up at some point. Let's all cross our fingers. Before I get to your phone calls and super chats, and again, the Patrice O'Neal hotline is open, 914-205-5356. Again, that is 914-205-5356. I want to quickly discuss a commercial. And those of you in the chat, I'm not looking at the main chat. Put the number in the chat. I'll put the number on the screen here shortly. But before I get to the super chats and your phone calls, I want to talk about a commercial that I've been seeing that's really gotten my attention. And it's an ad that Apple has been running that highlights the privacy features on the new and improved iPhones. Take a look and give me a second here. Take a look and listen.
Right now, there is more private information on your phone than in your home. Think about that. So many details about your life, right in your pocket. This makes privacy more important now than ever. Your location, your messages, your heart rate after a run. These are private things, personal things, and they should belong to you. Simple as that.
Okay. Oh, there we are. All right. So now the ad is 100% correct, guys. The ad is 100% correct. Anything on your phone should belong to you and only you. But there is one major flaw in this statement. And I actually have to give credit and shout out the TSR OG Wizard Prang for pointing this out, because he actually pointed this out to me, I would say probably almost a year ago. It's been a while since we've had this conversation. I would put it at about a year, right? But here's the thing. Most people share private information on social media all the time. Guys, people tag themselves in locations. People tell you what restaurants they're at. Myself included, we tell you what hotels we're at. We tell you what tourist attractions we're visiting. Anywhere and everywhere, people are telling the world exactly where they are and what they're doing. Your heart rate after a run, that is another example, guys. That's another disingenuous example. People share these things, their heart rate after a run, all the time. Your heart rate after a run, people knowing that doesn't have any consequences, guys. Who gives a shit about whether or not people know what your heart rate is after a run? Nobody's hacking anyone's phone to find out what their heart rate is after a run. To me, that's just fluff. But let's go to the thing that they snuck right in the middle of location and being concerned about your heart rate. And area code 212, I see in the queue. I'm going to get to you here shortly. And that is messages. Let me cut right to the chase here, guys. Access to messages are critical to a man's defense when he is falsely accused of rape or sexual assault. Girls falsely accuse men of rape and sexual assault all the time. And the men who beat these ridiculous charges are the men who have benefited from law enforcement agencies subpoenaing, or law enforcement agencies that subpoena messages on a woman's phone. Derrick Rose was falsely accused of gang rape. But because his and his accuser's messages were subpoenaed and showed that she was a willing participant, she was never charged. And oh, by the way, she didn't go after him criminally. She went after him civilly. That was clearly a money grab. Same with Patrick Kane of the Chicago Blackhawks. He was falsely accused of rape, and text messages exonerated him as well. Zeke Elliott, he wasn't quite so lucky. The world saw messages between Tiffany Thompson and her homegirl literally telling each other that she was falsely accusing him, and he was still suspended for 6 games, which, by the way, was great for the Eagles, right? But all jokes aside, he got railroaded even though there was evidence that showed his accuser was flat out lying. The point is, guys, is that nobody is ever worried about protecting their privacy unless they're trying to cover up a false rape accusation. Bitches are, listen, I'm telling you right now, bitches are steady posting their locations along with pictures and videos, but want to scream, "You're violating my privacy," when the DA's office wants to subpoena her phone records. Girls are always clowning dudes online when they post screen grabs of them curbing this guy or that, but then they want to bitch and moan about violating their privacy when cops want to see her phone to investigate her sexual assault claim. So when Apple runs an ad, guys, with a woman on her phone, probably messaging a guy she banged that night, who's probably telling him how much fun she had and about how she can't wait to see him again, and proved it with a nude picture, Apple wants to say these are private things. These are personal things, and they should belong to you. When Apple does these things, we wonder why girls cling to the "you're violating my privacy" card when people want to fact check their false rape accusations. Apple makes a device that makes it almost too easy to share personal information. In fact, the apps today ask you if you want to automatically share your information or your whereabouts. But then we're supposed to think these things are private things. We're supposed to take that seriously? Fuck out of here with that. All this ad does is further emboldens women to make bad decisions, then cling to the privacy violation when the shit hit the fan. If privacy meant so much to women, they wouldn't be sending nudes. If privacy meant so much to women, they wouldn't be telling people where they are, what they're doing, where they're going next, or messages from dudes sliding into their DMs. Smartphones are like feminism, gentlemen. Women want all of the benefits without any of the costs. They want to be able to share private information when they want to, but then withhold it at their discretion. All right, let me quickly shout out the super chats, and then we will get to the Patrice O'Neal hotline here. Area code 212, you are going to be first, followed by 724. Big thanks goes out to Octavius Mewborn with the $5 super chat. Says, Donovan, the ebook is awesome. I knew nothing about Party Voice until I read your book. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I appreciate that. In my ebook, one of the 16 ways to immediately disqualify a female for a long-term relationship is that she has party voice. If you guys want to know more about that, it's absolutely free. Go to donovansharpe.com. Put it on the screen here. Go to donovansharpe.com/newsletter. You submit your email address. You verify your email. You get the ebook absolutely free. Big thanks goes out to Islada Everyman, who is now a member. Welcome to the chat privilege here, Islada Everyman. And oh, by the way, and 212-724, sit tight. Oh, by the way, on January the 1st, I'm putting this announcement out there right now. Starting on January the 1st, the only people who can chat are going to be people who are members. No, I'm not doing this for money. This is not a money grab. No. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm sick and fucking tired of trolls and haters in here raiding the chat. I've dealt with this for years. I've tried everything to try to quell it. This is the only way. Richard Cooper does it on his channel. I was actually watching his channel the other day, and I said, oh, wait a minute. It's members only can chat, so that's what I got to do. Listen, I love interacting with the chat. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. But the haters, the trolls, the MGTOW for life guys, those guys have fucked this up. So if you guys want to be able to chat, you got to be a member. Now, you can still talk to me for free. But now you got to do it voice to voice. Now you got to give me a call, 914-205-5356. You got to call the Patrice O'Neal hotline to get at me. You're not allowed to talk shit in the chat anymore and just dip and duck. Oh, no. And oh, by the way, I don't pick up private numbers. I don't put private callers on the air. You actually have to grab your Y chromosome and be a fucking man if you have something to say. I don't mind guys that disagree with me. I do not mind that. I like a healthy debate, just like the next guy. But I will not tolerate men being fucking cowards. I'm done with it. So listen, if you want to get your pot shots in, you have until January the 1st to do so. After that, you either got to be a member or you got to give me a call. Either way, you got to be a fucking man. Big thanks goes out to Tayon Jackson with the $5 super chat. Thanks to Sight Beyond Sight with the $5 super chat. Says supporting the brotherhood and this old chick has to be crazy. Guys, he advises, stay true to your standards. 977 people watching. Let us go to the Patrice O'Neal hotline and take our first call of the day. Area code 212. You're on Live with Donovan.
Hey, Donovan. This is Hassan from New York, man. How's it going, brother?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right. When I was overhearing you reading about Robin Korth, I mean, what was she thinking? She's not 25. She's 59, God. Man. You can't move like a 25-year-old when you're 59. What do you expect? And she acts a lot. The thing that bothers me is the fact people tell you they want you to keep it real with them.
Right.
You keep it real with these ladies, and they get mad. You tell them the truth.
Yep.
I don't understand what's the problem.
I'll actually tell you.
And lied to her and ghosted her.
No. Listen. I totally agree. And there's actually two answers to your question. Number one, the reason why women say they want the truth but can't handle the truth is because they don't really want the truth. Women are allergic to truth. Anytime someone is extremely honest with them, women cannot handle constructive criticism. They can't handle anybody saying anything bad about them. That's the first thing. The second answer to your question, how, and a lot of guys would say, how could Robin Korth not know that this was eventually going to happen? Here's the reason, caller. Because this was the first time it happened. We've seen how thirsty guys are. I did an episode with the 83-year-old Tinder hoe out in New York City, banging guys left and right. If an 83-year-old Tinder hoe can get a bunch of dick, then surely a 59-year-old is out here getting the same thing. Here's the problem. She stepped up in weight class, right? The guys that Robin Korth was used to fucking, she wanted to step up. She's like, you know what? I'm going to go after somebody else. Because this bitch foolishly believed that she could actually step up in class and get people and get men of higher quality to bang her. And when he did not, she lost her shit. I'll give you the last word, caller.
Tell me about it.
Well, thanks for the call. Area code.
Crazy.
Yeah. Thanks for the call. Area code 212. Yeah, man. We wonder why these women out here can never handle the truth. Well, we gas these bitches up. We're always gassing these bitches up to the point to where if anybody says anything bad about them, they completely lose their minds, guys. This is just how it happens. I actually, and I'm going to get to you here shortly, area code 724. I actually called out a Facebook thought. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. And I had dudes in my mentions on Facebook, right? In my mentions talking about yeah, you know what, she's this and that, but I'd still hit it. She's got nice titties, she's got nice this and that and the other. Dude, fuck that. This is why these bitches act like their shit don't stink. Because you thirsty ass motherfuckers out here are steady gassing these bitches up. Listen, you guys want old women to quit bitching and moaning about why dudes are fucking them, or why dudes aren't fucking them? Stop fucking these old bitches. You want fat bitches to quit acting like they're 10? Stop treating fat bitches like they're 10. This is simple math. Let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 724, you're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hey, my man Donovan. It's Pimped Out Geese coming to you from the other side of PA.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Pittsburgh area. I'm doing good, man. I just want to show you some love, give you a shout out, man. I tried to give you a super chat, but shit wasn't working.
Nah, it happens.
That old bitch has more wrinkles than my nuts.
Bruh.
What you talking about? It's fucking crazy.
Unbelievable, right?
Talking about how you. It's nuts how these bitches be thinking sometimes. But at any rate, man, y'all guys out here, listen to this man. You know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, just giving you a call to show you some love, man. But I got to get back to work now.
Absolutely. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you for checking in. Calling these old-ass bitches out. Let's go to area code 267, right around the corner from where I'm at. 267, you're on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, Donovan, how you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just giving a shout-out as well, just like the last guy. I just wanted to say, like, I've been in America for a while, and I've been a big fan of your show. I've watched it for a long time, and I've experienced most of the things that you talked about with these women, where they use up their youth, and they have sex, they go around having sex, and then at the end of the day, they have nothing to offer a guy.
Right. And then they want to bitch and moan that a guy actually requires them to offer something other than her 3 holes, right? Where are you from? Where did you move to this country from, if you don't mind me asking?
From Jamaica.
Oh, wow. Now, see, I've been all over the world. I've never been to Jamaica. What are women in Jamaica like? Like, has feminism infected Jamaica? Has it not? Like, what's going on down there?
It's slowly taking hold of Jamaica.
Here we go. Yeah.
Women from third world countries, though, it's like Jamaica, it's basically the same thing. Like, they use up their youth. I think it's just a woman thing.
Right.
Worldwide, they use up their youth, then that's it.
Well, thanks for calling, area code 267. And again, 267, that is actually a Philly phone number. Let's go back to area code 267. Somebody else calling. Area code 267. All right, so area code 267, I can hear myself. I can hear myself, so what you need to do is you need to turn down your radio or turn down your YouTube. There we go. All right, 267, you're on live with Donovan, and you go ahead. Area code 267, going once, going twice.
Donovan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good. Listen, hold on. I need you to turn down your phone or YouTube because I'm hearing some reverb. I can hear myself repeating here.
Okay, what's up?
All right, take your time. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to come right back to you. I'm going to shout out a couple of super chats. We're going to wait for 267 to get himself straightened out here. Big thanks goes out to Flat Highway, who has just become a member of the Donovan Sharpe channel. Also, a big shout out to the Angry Man Channel 2, says, it's been a while, bro. I definitely feel your pain with the trolls in the chat room, but loving the platform. Keep doing your thing, fam. Yeah, listen, man. I love interacting. One of my favorite things to do, one of my favorite things about doing this is interacting with the chat. Yeah, I like talking to guys on the phone and this and that and the other, but nothing compares to interacting with guys in the chat. But interacting with guys in the chat is a necessary evil I'm not going to deal with anymore. It used to add to my show. Now it detracts from my show. Because now haters and trolls know that I'm looking at the chat, so then they want to put jabs in there. No, Donovan, you're not this. Dude, I'm working 12, 13 hours a day, man. I prepare for 5 and 6 hours to do an hour and a half to 2 hour show. But then I got haters and trolls who want to come in here and derail that. That's not happening anymore. That is not happening anymore. So if you, and again, I'm not telling you have to pay to talk to me, but now you got to call me. You can't be a fucking coward anymore. All right, let's go back to area code 267. Let's see if 267 has got his audio issue squared away. 267, you back with us?
Yeah, is everything straight out?
Yep, much better. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. So Donovan, I got a quick question for you. So my cousins are kind of on the same route. They're females in their 30s, and I just want to know, what advice do you have for women? Let's say I would give them advice to not go in the same road as that woman. What advice would you give to them to not end up like her?
Yeah, don't sleep around, don't get fat, learn to cook. That's it. But here's the thing. No matter what kind of advice you give women, what you have to understand is this, caller. And I know you mean well, because I have sisters, I have aunts, I have a mother, I've got a grandmother, right? But what you're going to have to understand is this. For a person of any gender to take advice and heed advice from you, you have to be the strongest, most influential person in that person's life. Okay? My girlfriend, Devin, she does what I say because I am clearly the strongest and most influential person in her life. All right? Now, that's a rarity. Any given husband or boyfriend is usually nowhere near the strongest or most influential person in that woman's life. So she does what she wants when she wants. Right? This is why women do what their preachers tell them to do, but they don't do what their husbands tell them to do. Okay? Because the preacher is the most influential person in her life. This is why women do what their bosses tell them to do or what their coworkers tell them to do, but they don't do what their boyfriends tell them to do because their boss and their coworker are the most influential people in their life. So if you are the strongest, most steadfast, most influential person in a woman's life, the chances of her actually taking and heeding and following your advice, they increase a little bit. But we have to understand that there are much stronger forces at play with regards to women. Women are constantly listening to people like Oprah Winfrey, Steve Harvey, Iyanla Vanzant, right? All of these people, media, social media, all of that stuff is so much more influential on women. You have to be the stronger influence. That is absolutely positively the only way you're ever going to get through to these women. Thanks for the call, area code 267. Big thanks goes out to Ravenite with the $5 super chat. Hey, Philly fam, he says, thanks for the daily inspiration. I appreciate that very much. Let us go back to the Patrice O'Neal hotline and go to area code 973. 973, you're on live. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, two things. Actually, my grandma, before she died, speaking of Oprah Winfrey, she gave me a plethora of Oprah Winfrey, and I'm actually going to watch it from 1970 to now. So I'm going to get all that red pill knowledge from Oprah Winfrey, too.
I didn't even know Oprah was around in the 70s, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no. She actually had shows from the 1970s. She started, that shit's going on from the 70s to now. So
how about that? Who knew?
I hit up Lifetime, about to hit up Oprah.
All right. Go ahead, man. All right.
But also, this whole article is akin to what happened 2 days ago. You know that whole Lizo controversy where she was working on a Lakers game?
Jesus fucking Christ, yes. Oh my God.
It
was a shit show.
I had to exit off of social media. I just had to exit off of social media because that whole thing, that's an intellectual debate and all the beta males and all, like, you heard 5 people. I said, yeah, I'm out of here. Because all they were just saying was hashtag body positivity. I said,
fuck that. No, get fuck out of here. Yeah. Dude, that's got to go.
Go back to work, but I want to say, thank you. Keep going, man. That's all I got to say to that.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the call. Area code 973. Yeah, he's talking about the Lizo or Lizzo, whatever the fuck her name is, man. And listen, most of the free world, most of us are well aware of the 480-pound wildebeest, otherwise known as Lizzo or Lizo. I honestly, I had never heard of her until she was twerking in front of LeBron James. I had no idea who this chick was. But yes. And then she wants to act all surprised that people are telling her, listen, put that fat, put your big ass away. Dude, nobody wants to see a fat girl in a thong twerking on national TV, man. Nobody wants to see that any more than anybody wants to have sex with a 59-year-old wrinkly body. If you put yourself out there, you're gonna risk people telling you what's up. Let's go back to the Patrice O'Neal hotline with area code 919. Area code 919. You're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
What's up, Donovan? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Hey, do you remember? I don't know, remember what show, but do you remember when that old bitch that ended up getting pregnant trying to dump the shit on me? You remember her?
No, I
Or
don't.
me talking about?
No, what was her
Okay,
name?
well, fucking Tamisha. All right.
Okay.
So let me just cut to the good. Let me cut to the good part. All right.
Okay.
This bitch came to my doorstep again.
Oh, wow.
All right?
Oh,
Asking
yes,
can
I
she
remember
stay with
this.
me.
I remember this. Yes, I remember this. All right, go ahead.
She is living in a shed. All right, this bitch is living in a shed. Her fucking family kicked her ass out for getting pregnant by some. I don't know who the hell got her pregnant. I forgot about that.
Unbelievable, dude. So she's living in a shed, huh?
I'm telling you, she's living in a shed. Oh my god, that shit's so damn funny to me. All right, it's just so fucking funny, man. I'm telling you, these bitches, they just don't know when you get knocked up and you ain't, and no one fucking cares about you. You fucked up your life. That's all I want to say, man. I see you, dude.
Appreciate the call, area code 919. Yeah, I mean, that's not surprising. And there are a lot of guys that are angry with women, but what you have to understand, you got to be patient. You got to be patient because we as men, time is on our side. Okay? No matter what happens, we will always have the last laugh. We might not be around to see the girl that we're having the last laugh with or about, but we always end up winning in the end. Let's go back to the Patrice O'Neal hotline and area code 305. 305, you're on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, Donovan, what's up?
What's up, man?
I had two questions. One is about the red pill MGTOW thing. The way I understand it is MGTOW or red pill, but not all red pill are MGTOW.
Well, listen, man, I've had this discussion before. MGTOW and red pill, we are literally the same. And this is why I say this. Because men who identify as MGTOW, anytime I say, well, if you're a MGTOW, you've checked out of the dating market. You want nothing to do with women. You don't even want to have sex with them. Then people on the MGTOW side will say, no, that's it. You still don't get it. There are plenty of MGTOWs who have sex with women. Okay. Then I say things like, okay, well, MGTOWs are incels. They're like, no, there are a lot of men who identify as MGTOWs who are not incels. Okay, MGTOWs. Then I say, okay, well, MGTOWs don't want marriage, but red pill guys who identify as red pill, we're not getting married either. So as far as I'm concerned, there is literally no difference between a MGTOW and a red pill. We are literally the same thing. There are guys out here who say that MGTOW is just a stage. No. Monk mode is a stage. And I advise guys all the time, when you first find the red pill, don't just go out there with your swinging dick with your newfound red pill knowledge and try to pick up chicks. No. You got to get yourself into shape. You got to get your mind right, your body right. You got to get your finances right. Okay? That's number one. That's called going into monk mode. Some people call it MGTOW mode. Some people call themselves MGTOW monks, whatever the case may be. But MGTOWs and red pill guys are exactly the same. Now I will tell you this, and thanks for the call, area code 305. I will tell you this. There are a lot of guys who identify as MGTOWs who are not really MGTOWs. Okay? There are a lot of guys who are fake MGTOWs who make the MGTOW community look bad. Okay? These are the guys who expect sex from women just because they're men. These are the guys who are not willing to put in the work. These are the guys who say the juice isn't worth the squeeze, but they've never had the juice. Right? These are the guys that say, well, I'm never going to pursue women. They've never had success with women. You're not a MGTOW if you've never had success with women, but then you swear women off. No. You are a scab. I nickname these people scabs. Scabs are also guys who say, no matter what you say about MGTOWs, you still don't get it, right? MGTOW is supposed to be, in a scab's mind, the MGTOW mentality is supposed to be some vast, complex. No. The MGTOW mindset is literally the same as the red pill mindset. You work on your body, your finances, and your mind. You don't make women your top priority. You fuck women when you can. You don't worry about it when you can't. Life goes on. It's all about self-improvement. That's literally what it is. So, according to the book of Donovan Sharpe, there is no difference between MGTOW and red pill. We are one and the same. Let's go back to the phone lines. The Patrice O'Neal hotline. Let us go to area code 713. Area code 713. You're on live with Donovan. You go ahead.
What's up, Donovan? This is John.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Out of Houston, Texas, man. I'm great, man. Just enjoying this work day, enjoying this beautiful weather down here in the South.
Good stuff.
Yeah, man. I've been listening to you for a while, over a year now already. Really appreciate all your work, man. This red pill changed my life drastically. Like it improved it, man. I hear what you're saying. And I fucking love it, man.
Good. Good.
Man, there was this one thing, man, it blew my mind. I used to be heavy in the church. I was involved in the church for about 6 years. The leaders used to have Bible study over my house and what have you.
Right.
And about a couple of years ago, I had to stop. I got divorced and whatnot. I have 3 children, by the way. But my old pastor died of cancer, and his wife married the assistant pastor of the same church.
Okay.
And that shit just blew my mind, man. And I was just like, man, you cannot trust none of these women.
Nope. And I'll tell you something else too. What a lot of guys, and thanks for the call, area code 713. What a lot of men who are in the church who also find the red pill, what they quickly begin to realize is that women in the church, those are some of the worst hoes out there. Like, dude, listen, ain't no hoe like a church hoe, man. Listen, at least with hoes that are out and about, at least they're honest with you, right? At least with their actions. But women who sleep around who also go to church, they're supposed to be these virtuous women. They're God-fearing women. No, they're not God-fearing women. And I say this all the time. Women never, ever believe in anything. Women are not religious people. Women believe what the strongest male influences in their lives believe. That's what they believe. If the strongest man in her life is a devout Christian, she too is a devout Christian. If the strongest man in her life is a stout atheist, she too believes that there is no God. If the strongest man in her life is agnostic, she's going to be agnostic. If the strongest man in her life is a Buddhist, she's a Buddhist. If the strongest man in her life is a Muslim, she's a Muslim. Women don't have religion. Women are water. They take the shape of the container that they're in. A container has to be strong. Women don't follow weak men, guys. They don't. This is why a lot of weak men who say, well, I'm a Christian or I'm this or I'm that, but my woman doesn't want to convert. Well, it's because you're not strong enough. Okay? Devin is not red pill. She's red pill because I'm the strongest, most influential figure in her life. She is therefore red pill. When and if I ever decide to dump her or she decides to walk out, whatever the case may be, she is not going to be red pill anymore. Unless, of course, she finds a bigger, better, badder version of me. But women don't have religion. Women don't have any steadfast beliefs or convictions. They believe and are convicted by whatever the strongest men in their lives believe and are convicted by. That's just that. That's always the way it's been. That's always the way it will be. All right, let's go back to the Patrice O'Neal hotline and go to area code 347-347. You're on live with Donovan. You go ahead.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi, Donovan. I'm calling from New York. I just want to say, man, I appreciate the work you guys are doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to share a story that happened to me over the weekend. I went out with this, she's like 29.
Okay.
Sort of queer girl. Yeah. And a strange thing happened. We were vibing, things were happening and so on. And, I faltered from the red pill. People like Jordan Peterson and so on,
right,
gave some assorted opinion about us and stuff. But a strange thing happened. We were vibing, getting hanky-panky and so on. And then all of a sudden, like a butch lesbian walked in. And she was like, oh, we got to stop because there's a lesbian code that we got to abide by.
Say what? Oh, God. Here we go.
Yeah, so it's like, I think, guys got to get on board with a MGTOW, get on board with a red pill. And we got to get our philosophy out there so, others could know what's up.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for the call, area code 347. Yeah, again, whatever doctrine she lives by is whatever the strongest man or woman in her life, for that matter, believes. Let's go to area code 415. Area code 415, you are live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Jimmy calling you from Pattaya, Thailand.
How you doing, Jimmy?
Great. Love your show.
Thank you.
I think it's one of the best. I listen to a lot of MGTOW/red pill stuff out there, and you really nail it. I really love these, where you pick apart these articles or these videos by these women, and you're just able to see right through their bullshit and just really expose what they're all about. And
right.
It really helps me in my life trying to, navigate through the world.
Good.
Right now I'm in Thailand, just really loving Thai women because they're so much different than American women. And I've got a really great gal right now. I'm in my mid-50s. She's in her mid-30s.
Okay.
Really youthful, beautiful. We have like sex 3 times a day, and she like initiates it every single time. And she just loves to be dominated and just let me be the man and take her and desire her. It's just incredible. She feeds me, spoon feeds me food. She clips my toenails.
Wow.
Really like.
Dude, if she listen, hold on a second.
Like a man.
Listen, hold on. Bro, you got all the game. Listen, man, I have slept with many, many women. I have never, ever had a woman clip my, and I don't have hideous, my toes look like a man's I have regular man's feet, but I have never, ever, ever had a woman clip my toenails, bro. You got me on that one.
Well, I won't take credit for it. I'll actually defer it to the women in Thailand because they are so much more feminine and they know how to keep a man and they know what men love. And it's just like, she's just so affectionate. She comes over to me and kisses me and sits in my lap and just, strokes me. And it's just like, where in the past, I'd be like, with American women, I'd be like the bitch going up to them, kissing them, trying to get, affection and approval and all that stuff.
Right, and then they act like they're doing you a favor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just night and day, and it's just so amazing because after getting with this woman, I've been able to just kind of drop into my masculinity. I'm not afraid of what I say or what I do that she's going to possibly piss her off and, cause an upset and blow the evening out or whatever. I'm just me. And all of a sudden, like, there's like this part of me that doesn't get to come out
right
when I'm with American women. But I'll be straight with you. I have a lot of game.
Sure.
And I kind of let myself go this last year, weight-wise, and I've never had game, my whole entire life. I didn't sleep with a woman until I was 23. I've had like really shitty women my life in America. And that's that's the truth. And by being with this woman, it's like I'm starting to get like what it's like to be a man,
right,
and have that game, and to kind of strut around and be cool and just go and
be a man.
I'll just like grab her. Yeah. So I highly suggest people get over here because if I had come over here like in my 20s, I never would have gotten together with most of the women that I've gotten together in my life, and never would have gotten together with my ex-wife. And because I would have realized that there's options out there than trying to navigate and and vet out all these women in America and other Western countries. That there's Southeast Asia, they don't have the kind of second and third wave feminism we know about. I mean, they have equality. I mean, you see women working as construction workers and driving taxis and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they know who the man is, they know who the woman is, and they know how to be a woman, and they know how to be submissive.
Well, thanks for the call. Well, thanks for the call, area code 415. You were droning on and on. I appreciate the call, and I try not to let guys go on for too long. Big thanks goes out to Tom Brokaw, who is the newest member of TSR Towers, the YouTube subscription service that I'm having. Again, just to remind guys, if you're just joining us, and again, 469 is next, followed by 802-773 and 479. For those of you just joining us, starting on January 1st, the only people who will be able to chat in the chat are members. This isn't something I wanted to do. This is something I have to do. I get sick and tired of dudes just coming in here, just running off at the mouth, right? Like Gamer Guru, who's in the chat now. Somebody's alerted me that Gamer Guru, who happens to be in the chat, looks like he's talking like he knows more than anybody else, right? Now, I don't mind you disagreeing with me. I don't mind. If you have a problem with something I said, if you disagree, give me a call. The number's on your screen. But guys who are in the chat who do nothing but disagree with everything I say, but still watch everything I say, like, come on. Like, get out of here with that. So big thanks to Tom Brokaw. Somebody time out Gamer Guru. He's talking too much. He's spamming my chat. 300 seconds. That's all I want. Time out for 5 minutes. Give him a slap on the wrist. So Tom Brokaw is the newest member. Islata Everyman, who is a member, says some of us decide to remain in monk mode. Absolutely. I have no problem with any man who decides to remain in monk mode. Have no problem with that. Yeah, a lot of you guys are talking about the fact that my callers are having very, very low volume. I've turned it up a little bit more. I don't want the volume to be blown out. So try to turn it up. Maybe try to turn it up a little bit. Just let me know if you guys can hear let me know if you guys can hear the callers, okay? Let's see, there was somebody, Islata Everyman says, strong men do not marry Western women. Ain't that the truth? Big thanks goes out to Philip Jameson, says, your description of MGTOW was spot on, G. That's the best I've heard so far. I am seriously quoting that. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, gamer, just time him out once, guys. I don't want you guys, listen, there's no need to gang tackle him. Just give him a slap on the wrist. Oh my God, a wrist. Guys are asking how they become a member of my channel. Just go to my homepage, the Donovan Sharpe YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search Donovan Sharpe. It'll say join. Hit join. You can pick from it. And I didn't want to pick a $10 tier, but YouTube required me to do it. So that's just how that is. All right, let us go back to the Patrice O'Neal hotline and go to area code 469. Area code 469. You're on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
My man Donovan.
My man Brandon. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Ain't a whole lot of nothing. I'm doing great. I hope you're doing great as well yourself.
I'm doing great, so, man.
Hell yeah. I listened to the opening part of the show, right? And I'm laughing because it brings me back to the club. Do you know?
Oh, no, here we go.
At my club, we have a 10-year rule at the club for the dancers.
Okay.
Right? Meaning, if you come in to work at 17 years old, we boot you out at 27.
Woo! Wow.
Right?
Wow.
But here's the other beautiful thing, right? I put it in called the running back clause, right? Meaning if you come in at 27 years old, you got a 3 to 5 year window and you got to get out too.
Dude, listen, that's what I'm trying to tell people, man, is that women have a shelf life. And there is no greater example of that than that strip club example. Women don't stay hot forever. They have 10 years where they can capitalize on it, and it's very, very good that your club kicks them out. That's fucking awesome, dude. I've never heard anything like that.
I kind of figured you'd get a kick out of it. I'm like, hold up, we do that at my job. Once you get a certain age, we either transfer you back to being a waitress or you go back to being a house mom.
Peace the fuck out. By the way, Big Brandon, we got a guy in the chat who says you sound like the final boss in a video game. I love it.
So in other words, he wants me to say, Simba, you literally disobeyed me.
Finish him. I'll give you the last word, Brandon.
Man, okay. Well, for you, because the good win last night, the last word will be fly, Eagles, fly.
You know it. You know it. Thanks for the call, Big Brandon. Yes, the Eagles needed overtime to beat a 2-10 team with a quarterback about a decade past his prime. But fuck it. A win is a win is a win. I'll fucking take it. Listen, that game was a test of character. Dude, Carson Wentz, the whole Eagles team was being booed. They were getting booed off the field. Booed the fuck off the field, man. Straight up. I'm booing at home. Everybody's booing. Dude, Carson Wentz, dude, he never hung his head. This motherfucker kept going out. And, dude, Wentz was getting beat up, beat down, no protection. He kept going out there. He kept fighting until he fucking broke through. These are the kinds of games that'll get a locker room on your side. Carson Wentz is not liked in that Eagles locker room. This is the kind of game that goes a long way in hopefully reversing that. Hopefully, listen, if the Eagles play as hard for Carson Wentz as they did for Nick Foles, next year, because we're not doing anything this year, whether or not we win the NFC East, then I think the Eagles will be all right. It is now called the NFC least. Yes, we did struggle against the Giants, but fuck it, I'll take the W. Dude, we lost to the Dolphins. I'll take anything we can get. Let's go back to the Patrice O'Neal hotline with area code 802. Area code 802, you're on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, Donovan, how you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Well, before I have a question for you, but before I start, I will say something about the MGTOW and the wet bill.
Okay.
Before I didn't know about the wet bill because I'm from a francophone country.
Okay.
So mostly in the country that speak French, we know about MGTOW more. So so when I'm starting to listen some MGTOW guys, then that's how I found out your channel. But MGTOW and wet bill, they are the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you were describing earlier, they are really the same thing, just different name, but the same thing. That's all I wanted to say.
Excellent.
But I have a question for you, man.
Sure.
Donovan. For example, women in the Western Hemisphere have the most freedom that women ever have in the world.
Absolutely.
So my question is, how come they are so angry or so hateful? They have so many anger against men. I don't get it. So they were looking for freedom.
Yes.
They all have way more than freedom.
Yes.
They have way more than freedom, but they still angry and hate men. Why?
That is a very, very good question. Thank you for the call, area code 802. This is an excellent question. What area code 802 is asking is why women in this country, in America, they live the best lives of any class of human on earth. They have the most rights, the most opportunities. They live the best lives. So why, area code 802 asks, are they constantly out of pocket? Why are they angry? Why do they hate men? Well, the answer is simple. Women are overgrown children, gentlemen. And children, when they aren't led by a strong father, they act up. You ever wonder why a kid is acting up around his mom or dad in public? It's because they don't discipline him. Kids want and need guidance. The reason they want and need guidance and discipline is because subconsciously they want to know their parents give a shit, right? Like if you're the type of parent who lets your kid get away with stuff, that might be okay now and they might like you now, but later on in life they're going to be like, you know what? My parents didn't really discipline me. Did they really care about me? Did they love me? No. If you want to if you want your kids to be well-adjusted humans, you have to discipline them. You have to do the hard thing now so it's easier for them later. Women are the same way. The more you give them, the more they want. Women are not suited to, nor are they equipped, nor are they interested in leading. Women don't want to be the boss, guys. Women don't want to be in charge. They don't want to be boss bitches. No, women want to be led. They need discipline. They need structure. They need guidance. When they don't have that, they act out. This is why women are acting out, because men are not stepping up. And the reason men are stepping up is because the very women that want men to quote unquote step up and be men, it is literally being criminalized. Masculinity is now being criminalized to the point to where men are afraid to grab their Y chromosome and act like a man. And when that happens, you don't have men who lead. A woman's default is self-destruction. When women are left to their own devices, when they are put in charge of any one thing, they destroy it. This is why they destroy themselves when they're single. This is why they destroy their kids when there's not a father in the home. This is why they destroy companies. Women cannot be trusted to their own devices. This is why men were put on the earth. Women were made to procreate. They were not made to lead. Yes, women are supposed to nurture. They can take care of the home. They can cook and clean. This is what they are meant to do. They are not meant to lead. So the reason why women in this country, in this part of the world, the Western Hemisphere, the reason why women are perpetually unhappy is because the very thing they have fought so hard for, the very thing they have is not really what they want. Your kid is acting up because your kid needs to be disciplined. Your kid is acting up because you're not paying attention to the kid. Why is little Timmy, why is little Johnny always acting up? Because he wants to know that you give a shit. Kids and women are the same way. Kids want attention, whether it's positive or negative attention. They want that attention. This is why girls dress slutty in public. They know that they're going to draw the ire of people around them. But they don't give a shit. Any attention is good attention, negative or otherwise. So again, to re-answer that question, the reason why women in this country are unhappy is because they are the quote-unquote leaders. There aren't men around to give them structure and discipline. They want and need that. They don't have it. That's why they're acting up, and that's why they're not happy. All right, let's go back to the phone lines with area code 773. Area code 773, you're on Live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Yeah, yo, what's up, Donovan?
What's up, man? Good.
All right, I have a question, right? And I want to say, first of all, I'm like fairly new to red pill material.
Okay.
Like probably gotten into it maybe 6 months ago. And the issue that I'm having is that I don't know if you like categorize it as, let's say, like alpha blue pill or something, but I feel like I kind of had that kind of thing going on.
Okay, explain.
And like I did fairly well without even knowing anything. You know, I was really good with women.
Okay.
In fact, like, you know, I'm in my 60s, you know, with over like 60 girls. So, and just last year, I had like a harem, probably like 5 or 6 of them in rotation, just like banging them out throughout the week, right?
Okay.
But the problem that I'm having now is that, you know, I'm finding myself less tolerant with women these days. And I think, like, you know, the awareness that I have because of red pill material is, like, you know, hindering me a little bit. I was wondering, like, is this a thing that, you know, people come across or you heard of it before? Like, I'm just impatient with them. I don't really have the same views about them. I'll have conversations and I'm just like, okay, yeah, this bitch is, she's blame shifting. All right, this bitch is, you know, she got daddy issues. All right, this bitch is crazy.
Right.
You know, I just want to know if this is something that you've heard of before.
Yeah, listen, what you're going through is perfectly normal, and I want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. So what you are saying is, since you have been exposed to red pill truth, you have much less patience with women. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just don't really have the time for
There
it.
you go. Listen, I totally agree. I totally understand. This is 100% perfectly natural. Thanks for the call, area code 773. Yes, this is normal, guys. This is absolutely normal. When you find the red pill, you now know how the sausage is made. Okay? You know how the magician does his trick. If you go to a magic show and the magician does his trick, oh my, I mean, we've all been to a magic show as kids, right? We see the magician pull the rabbit out of his hat. He makes people disappear. He waves his wand, bippity boppity boo, or abracadabra. That kind of stuff is mesmerizing. It's awe-inspiring. Well, then the advent of the internet came up, and now we can go on the internet and find out how the magician pulled the rabbit out of the hat, how he sawed a woman in half. Now, all of a sudden, the magic show isn't as awe-inspiring. Now, all of the pomp and circumstance around said magic trick, it's kind of getting on your nerves because you're thinking to yourself, all right, I already know what you're going to do. Get to the fucking point. Get to the prestige, as they call it. Well, this is exactly the same way it is with the red pill. The red pill has so thoroughly and accurately dissected females from top to bottom, from inside to outside, we're no longer impressed. This is why women hate the red pill. Because men no longer see them as these mystical, magical, mysterious beings. We know exactly who and what they are. We now know how the sausage is made. Now, ignorance, as they say, is bliss. And there is a price to be paid that comes with knowing how the sausage is made. And this is what area code 773 ran up against. He's like, all right, listen, I have red pill truth. I know what women are, this and that and the other. But now that he sees it, now that he sees the code in the matrix, it gets on his nerves because he sees that these women are trying to run the same gambit on him. So the answer to your question is yes, 100%, absolutely. What you are going through is absolutely 100% natural. This is a stage that all men who take and digest the red pill, in other words, they don't reject it, but this is 100% a natural state. This is a natural phase that is a part of the process that men go through when they find and internalize red pill truth. They know and understand who and what women really are. So what you're going through right now is a little bit of impatience. That it's going to last a few months, right? 3 to 6 months. After a while, you'll learn to accept women for who they are. Okay? You're never going to hate women, but you're going to learn to deal with them. You're going to learn that women aren't inherently evil. They just are. They do what we allow them to do. They do what they're allowed to do. Very, very good call and very good question by area code 773. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to area code 479. 479, you're on Live at Donovan, and you go ahead.
Yes, hello. How are you? I'm happy to be here.
Good. What's up, man?
Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Yeah, I'm a 60-year-old confirmed bachelor, and I've always just had, a few friends I was ever able to talk to this about. It's wonderful that young men now, 40s, 50s, 30s, are realizing this en masse. And the internet and shows like yours, I think you're finally doing a service to mankind.
Good. Well, I appreciate that.
And and then your theme of wrinkly old women. I put my energy. I'm red pill, but I still like women. If you put your energy into getting slightly younger women, that's what I would suggest to older men. Eventually, dating one, number one, they don't have the baggage. They don't hate men like older women do.
Right.
Which of course is just the wall, right?
Of course. Of course. Yeah, women never hate men. They just hate the way men treat them after they're no longer sexually attractive to the men that they want to have sex with. Real quick, caller, before I let you go here.
Sure. Yeah, you phrase that better.
Yeah, but before I let you go here, you said you're in your 60s, right? Obviously, as a man in your 60s, you are not sexually attracted to women in their 60s. This is a biological truth.
It does not work that way. No. Like you say, the peak is around in their 20s, just like any other man. That doesn't change.
Okay. Yeah. So what's the because I have a lot of demographics watching me. I have a lot of guys who are right in your age bracket watching me. What would you say to the 55, 60-year-old guy who says, you know what? I want to sleep with women in their 20s and 30s, but I don't really know. Am I wrong for doing this? Should I not go after them? Are they going to think I'm too old? What are your experiences with women that are not in their 50s and 60s?
Okay, the oldest woman I've ever dated in my life was 36 years old. I was 34 at the time.
Okay.
So yeah. So I just don't go there. I pretty much women that are in their 50s, 60s, when I'm walking around, they're like shrubs or trees. I don't notice that. Now I'll be friends with them just like a dude. There's some cool ones there. There's some smart ones, but they're like a dude. You can talk about stuff, whatever.
But you don't want to fuck them.
Where there's a sexual component, it's the ones, and if they are a little bit older in their 30s, well, those are the ones that have taken care of themselves.
There you go.
Just like a man is expected to take care of business. Well, women need to keep the fat off. Take care of business. Eat well. Go to the gym, right? Don't just slob around. It breaks my heart to see all these younger women that are missing their 20s and 30s because they're 50, 60 pounds overweight.
Oh, my God, yeah.
The average woman is 168 pounds. That's ridiculous. I'm 6'2". I only weigh 175 pounds. I'm not even 10 pounds heavier than the average woman. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Very, very good. Well, listen, man, I appreciate the call and I appreciate you sharing the insight because, like I said, man, I have a lot of callers. I have a very diverse audience with regards to age, and a lot of older men are just afraid to try to date younger women. Guys, no matter what you see on TV, and older men are always shamed for dating younger women, right? Oh my God, he's 55 years old and his fiance is 28. And? What's the problem? She's a consenting adult. She happens to like him. He likes her. They got engaged. That's just how it is. Do not let these old bitches shame you into dating old bitches like Robin fucking Korth. Very, very good call. Let's go back to the Patrice O'Neal hotline and hit area code 443. Area code 443. You're on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, Don, this is Shabazz.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I wanted to call in. I wanted to call in because I have a similar story to you about that social media thing.
Okay.
Because I was on Instagram one time, and I ran across this twerking video. It's some girl shaking her ass, but she had the dirtiest feet I've ever seen.
Oh my God! Oh, that's
they
gross.
were black. It looked like she. Oh my God! It looked like she just got finished walking 100 miles on freshly paved asphalt. It was disgusting, and it amazed me because I was the only one to point this out. Every other guy's like, "Oh yeah," the usual thirst comment.
Of course.
Like, "Oh, she's so beautiful." All she was doing was shaking her ass. I was the only one to point this out that, we not about to get past them dirty ass feet. And
man,
I just started roasting her in the comments.
Listen, man, these niggas out here are thirsty. They don't give a damn. Dirty feet and all. Boo, you wife material.
Exactly. I was disgusted. And I just started roasting her like jokes for days. I lie to you not. By the next morning, I woke up. I saw like 25 comments of "nigga, you gay" or something, like all defending her and trying to attack me.
Oh, Jesus
I was
Christ.
shocked.
Yeah, the gay thing, right?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, come on. And they had this one.
Well, thanks for the call, area code 443. You were running a little bit long there. Had to cut you off. Big thanks to Link with the $2 super chat. Says Donovan Sharpe equals genius. Thank you for everything. Islata Everyman in the chat says there are plenty of young girls who screw old sugar daddies. Of course they do. They all do. Islata Everyman says again, says just bring your wallet, old dudes. That's funny. Let's go back to the phone lines. Looks like we've got a caller from overseas. Caller from overseas, your number ends in 025. You're on Live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hold on, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay, so I have a question related to night game. I remember once I approached a girl in the nightclub, and we were chatting. It was going everything very smooth. We were talking. She liked me. We were talking, and out of nowhere, some short, annoying guy, he approached us, and he was talking total nonsense to us. So what I did, I just ignored him, and I was continuing talking to her. And after a while, she had enough. She said, okay, I need to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom, and she never returned.
Oh, wow.
And at the same second, when she said, I need to go to the bathroom, a guy, he turned to me, and he said, ha, sucker in your face, she left you. And I was like, wow, you really approached us just to screw me over? Come on, man. And I didn't know what to do. So what should I have done in that situation?
Yeah, this is a little bit of preemptivity, right? So if you're with a girl and she goes to the bathroom and never comes back, or she goes to the bathroom and allows herself to be picked up by someone else, well, this just means that she was not attracted to you. What you have to understand is this, caller, and I don't want to discourage you, but this is just the truth sometimes. You could have airtight game, right? You could hit all the marks, but for whatever reason, a girl just isn't into you. Maybe you smell like her, maybe you smell like her beta ex-boyfriend. Maybe she's on her period. Maybe she's thinking about work. It could be any number of things, right? So you're just going to have to understand that as a man, as far as pickup game is concerned, you are going to fail a lot more than you succeed. So if you're ever in and I actually had a caller that actually had a similar situation to this. He met a girl, I think at a restaurant. He said he went to the bathroom, he came out, and the girl was sitting next to another guy at the restaurant. Now, we sort of called into question, well, wait a minute, maybe she was in a meetup with two different guys and she wanted to let's you and him fight type of deal. But the point is that if a girl is into you, she's going to make it obvious. If a girl is really sexually attracted to you, she's not going to have eyes for anyone else at that point. Is it possible that she may notice other men? Of course. When I'm out with my girlfriend, I know that there are guys that my girlfriend sees that she wouldn't mind fucking. This is just human nature. But she sticks with me because she's into me. She wants to be with me. When and if the day comes where she doesn't want to, then she will go off and she will fuck other guys. But if you're with a girl and she's walking off and talking to other guys and she allows herself to be picked up by other guys, this just means that she was not into you. That's just all there is to it. Thanks for the call there, caller from overseas. Let's go back to the phone lines and hit area code 973. 973, you're on Live at Donovan, and you go ahead.
I'm go. All right now. One contract.
Okay, 973 was not paying attention. Let's go to area code 678. 678, you're on Live at Donovan. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hey, Sharpe.
What's up,
How
man?
you doing today, man?
Doing good.
Good. Okay, I am African, but I am living here in Atlanta. And honestly, man, I just want to say that, there are still some good women overseas. So if anybody is interested, there are some good women overseas, I had to import my wife from Africa.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something because you damn sure weren't gonna find a wife in Atlanta, right?
Exactly, yeah. And also, I don't know what's wrong with this man chasing this old wrinkled women, man.
Dude,
that is just nasty.
I don't get it, man. I don't know how a man. What do you think, caller? Like, I'll give you the last word. What do you think?
Man.
Do you think? I mean, like, is it? I don't know what it is.
honestly, me personally, I cannot do it, man. You know what I'm saying? That is just nasty. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, man, I love your show. Keep up the good work, sir.
Thank you very much for the call, area code 678. Hopefully he wasn't calling me from College Park, Riverdale, Forest Park, anywhere east of Tara Boulevard. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Godby Road, Old National Highway, down there by the McDonald's where you can see the airport. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Talk about the hood, Atlanta. Let's go to area code 860. 860, you are on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I have one quick question.
Sure.
Although I love the show and everything you do, you're a great person, Donovan. But
Thank you.
the question I have is, so one of my coworkers, he has a daughter that's from Jamaica, and let me try and get my thoughts together real quick. She's from Jamaica, and pretty much she's up here, and he's trying to have me essentially marry her for a visa, but he's trying to compensate me $10,000 to do it.
Is it 5,000 or is it 10,000?
He said it's 10,000, but he's gonna give me 5,000 up front, and then after it's done, I'll get the other 5,000.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you a question. What's going to happen after you get married? Like, you don't have to consummate this marriage, do you? Like, do you have to have sex with her? Do you have to have a kid with her? Like, what are the other stipulations here?
I don't have to have a kid with her or anything. I have to just, like, go through the, like, whole, what's it called, the marriage counseling, or, like, they have to essentially interview me to make sure it's legit.
Yeah,
sure. Other than that.
Okay. All right. Is she, well, how old is she?
She's 19.
Okay. Does she look good? Like, is she pretty?
Yeah, she doesn't look bad.
Okay. All right. Listen, if I were you, if he's not requiring me to have a kid with her or anything like that, yeah, I would do it. Why not? Listen, women sell their eggs all the time, right? If there's a woman who's barren and, you know, a couple wants to have a kid and they need like a surrogate mother, yeah, women sell their eggs all the time, right? Women charge services for their looks. Women like to be women like to be escorts. Listen, why not make why not make 10 large for helping to get somebody over here? Why not, man? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, I was just really skeptical on the whole divorce thing. I don't even know if I can get divorce rates like that. So
yeah, this is where you have to be. This is where you have to be careful. And I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what state that you would hypothetically be doing this in. This is why I asked you if you are required to have a kid with her, because the minute you have a kid with her, it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter. She's got you by the balls. Like, she will absolutely be entitled to your present, future, and future earnings. But if you don't have to, and if I were you, I wouldn't even have sex with her. I'd marry her, and as soon as the deed is done, then just divorce her and go along your merry way. I mean, I'm not an expert in this. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not trying to give you, legal advice or anything like that. But on its face, it doesn't really sound like, I don't know. And I'm not experienced with this. Before I do it, I would probably maybe go to like a Reddit or maybe like a message board. Do men have experience with this? Because this sounds very trouble-free. But if I were you, I would require all $10,000 up front, because what he might be trying to do, this is actually what a lot of people try to do. I'll give you half now. I'll give you half when it's over. What do you mean half when it's over, right? Well, I married her. Well, no, I'll give you the $5,000 when you actually tithe. When she's actually a citizen here, then you become a citizen. All right. Well, I had the $5,000, but I lost it. I'll give you the $5,000 when you put a baby in her. No. You're being scammed. If he's telling you if he's telling you $5,000 now and $5,000 later, I would counter with, you need to give me the entire $10,000 up front. If he doesn't want to, then say, well, then find yourself another surrogate, because I'm not doing it. That's just all there is to it. So, all right. Well, thanks for the call, area code. Thanks for the call, area code 860. Let's go back to the phone lines and area code 908. 908. You're on live at Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, Donovan. It's good to be on the show. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Good.
I just wanted to go over the topic at hand, where you were talking about these old women that are preying on young men, these cougars, so to speak, and the shaming language that they use to try to get young men to date them, or older men to date into
they're not looking for love.
Right.
They are looking for a retirement package.
Yes.
That they are looking for a retirement package. A man who is able to provide for them. Don't fall for it. They will do monkey double backflips all over you just to get you to sign.
Love it.
I'm telling you. And as a high value man, I've been chased after by these women just because I want to go to the bar, catch a game, have a few drinks. These women, they're lurking and they're looking for they're picking their targets. So you got to watch out for them.
Okay. All right. Well, good stuff.
Again, I just wanted to bring that up. That's all.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, area code 908. I'm being told in the chat that what that dude was asking advice on is a felony. And again, I don't have any experience with the whole, marry somebody for their green card. But let me just take a look in the chat here. So Marcus Love says, okay, this caller's a troll. Maybe at this point. Who knows? Don't do it. $10,000 is chump change. He'll end up with half of the $5K. The divorce will cost you $10K. Is this? Yeah. So RRY998 says it's not fraud. Is this immigration related? Yeah. Seth Evans says this is most definitely fraud. It's fraud. Don't do it. Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'm not an attorney. Maybe I'm ignorant when it comes to matters like this. This is absolutely nothing that I would ever do. But yeah, area code 802 or 806. I'm going to reverse gate and advise you not to do it. I cannot endorse you doing things. Yeah, Johnny Sachs says it's a felony. Yeah, it's a felony. So I absolutely would not do it. So I am advising you not to. I'm advising you not to do this. $10,000 is listen, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of money. $10,000 is not worth going to jail for and putting yourself at risk. If you're that hard up for money, then do a side hustle. Do something like that. That's what I would do if I were you. Excellent. Big thanks goes out to Azlata Everyman with the $6.01 super chat. Says, sorry, YouTube only charged me $3.99. Yeah, I'm not going to allow. I put the $10 tier there, but I'm not gonna have people paying $10 a month to watch me on YouTube. And again, just to review, starting on January the 1st. The only people who will be allowed to chat in the chat are people who are members. This isn't something that I want to do. This is something that I have to do. The reason I am doing this is because the trolls and the commenters, it's getting out of control. Like I'm honestly, I'm sick and tired of having to deal with people coming in here and hijacking my chat, hijacking my channel, and getting me off kilter. I want to be able to look at my chat. I want to be able to interact with my audience. And there are too many people out here that fuck it up for everybody else. I've thought long and hard about this. I had no, and again, I've been looking in area code 713. I see you in the queue, and it gets you in just a second. I've thought long and hard about this. I've been in contact with YouTube. Hey, is there any way to screen out haters? Right? We had somebody else in the chat say, well, why don't you just have your moderators? Why don't you just have your moderators handle it? Well, they can handle it, but here's the problem. All they wish to do, there are people out here who create all kinds of accounts just to go in and troll people. I don't want to see that kind of negativity, man. Like Derek Jeter, everybody wonders why Derek Jeter was never rattled by the media. Because he didn't watch the media. He didn't watch TV. Why in the world would somebody watch negative comment about themselves? Why would somebody knowingly just read hateful stuff about them? No, I know what I'm doing here. I absolutely know that what I'm doing here is the right thing to do. Okay? I knew that I was doing it right when I started getting trolls. I used to welcome the trolls. Guys, I got shit to do, man. My channel is getting bigger. I'm trying to do a tour. I'm trying to do a tour next summer. I'm trying to write my second book. I'm trying to do a second and third course. I don't have time to be dealing with people in the chat who just want to tear my show down. However, just because you have to be a member to chat, that doesn't mean you have to pay to talk to me on the phone. Okay? I don't mind people who disagree, but if you're going to disagree with me, now you have to give me a call. So if you are a coward, if you're a coward, you're not going to call. That's just all there is to it. Right? Cowards like to come in and disagree with everything I say in the chat. That's fine. You can do that all the way up until January the 1st. If you disagree, you can call me about it. We can have a lively discussion, but here's the problem. people that disagree with what I say, they're not looking for a healthy debate. They're not looking for any more dimension in their own thoughts and opinions. All they want to do is tell me that I'm wrong. Okay, well, guess what? Now you got to be a fucking man about it. Now you got to call me and tell me why you think I'm wrong. And you have to back that up instead of just putting a bunch of shit in the chat. We had a guy, Gamer somebody, who was in here spamming the chat. We timed him out for a few minutes. I don't even see, he's not even watching the show anymore. Oh, no, he's still watching. Gamer Guru is still watching, right? And no shit on Gamer Guru, but if you disagree with anything I say, you are more than welcome to call. But I've gotten to a point in my show and in my life, I'm not dealing with trolls and haters anymore. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. Okay, good stuff. Let's go to area code 713. Area code 713, you're on live.
Hey, Donovan, how you doing, man? Long-time listener of your show.
Thank you.
I just wanted to make a statement. You know, at the age of 35, one thing that I've learned throughout life is that when you decide to kind of, focus and, prioritize your focus and not make your priorities be all about, like, trying to get with women all the time, like, especially, like, when you're at work.
Right.
And you decide, like, okay, like, I'm going to focus on getting the job done. I'm going to focus on, building up my income and stuff like that. And when you decide that, you're going to keep to yourself and not talk to women, what they're going to do is, in response, they won't talk to you, but like they'll say things like, "Oh, he's socially awkward," and that, and the other. And it's like one of those L's you have to kind of take, but it's not that big of a deal type of thing. And it's just something that you have to accept when you're like driven and trying to like reach a goal, and I'm pretty much okay with that. And one thing I do see is I see other men that don't prioritize their time and their focus, and they just have to they just have to be that type of guy that like they have to appear appealing to women and stuff like that. And over time I've learned that like that's just not where it's at. You have to build something for yourself and they come to you. And that's pretty much all I have to say, and I'm just going to hang up and let you respond to that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Area code 713 is absolutely right. And I say this all the time. If you consume red pill, if you consume and internalize red pill content long enough, eventually you're going to figure out that the red pill isn't about women. Yes, we all come here because of women. But somewhere along the way, you figure out, wait a minute, all I really have to do is concentrate on myself. All I have to do is what Alpha Male Strategies calls it, being on your purpose. I'm 100% in favor of that. If you're on your purpose, if you're doing your own thing, women will naturally be drawn to you. Women will want to be around you. Women don't want to be pedestalized. Women don't want to be exalted as these higher beings. They want a man who puts them in their place. Women want a man whose value is higher than theirs. And if you pedestalize a woman, she knows that her value is higher than yours. Absolutely. Absolutely. Depson Fabe in the chat says, it's fraud, Donovan. If you get caught by immigration, you're going to jail. Yeah, area code 806, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do not do it. $10,000 is not worth going to jail over. Absolutely not. Let us go back to the Patrice O'Neal hotline and hit area code 323. Area code 323. You're on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hello, Donovan.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I was calling in regards to that same thing about the $10,000 to get married to someone. Not only are you possibly going to get in trouble with the government for fraudulent marriage, there's also an agreement that you sign that you're on the hook if you divorce the woman and she ever requires government assistance. Mm-hmm. You're on the hook for paying for it.
Ooh.
So,
wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not a very good idea to do that at all.
Wow, that does not sound worth it to me at all. So they're going to get their pound of flesh one way or the other then, right?
One way or the other. Yes, they are.
Jesus Christ, man.
Hey, that's all I had to say. So, good show. Talk to you later.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. Yeah, listen, man, I had no idea. Like if she requires government assistance, if you illegally marry someone and you bring her to the States and she requires government assistance, you are going to be on the hook with that. I'm going to make someone in the chat. I'm going to make him famous. Kent Tarak says, quote, people get power and they take people's rights away. People like that suck. That is being coward. If they disagree, they hurt your ego, so you erase them. That's being a coward, right? So the first thing that I would advise Kent is to get your grammar correct, right? Like it sounds like Kent's... well, listen, if Kent's first language is not English, I can certainly cut him some slack. But he's calling me a coward. He says, you will assimilate. That's what I'm talking about. An opinion triggered you, so you say leave, grow up, dude. No, that's not what I'm saying. When people come in, it's very easy to disrespect someone in the chat, right? If you call me up and disrespect me, okay, I'm not going to let you get away with that, but I've got a little bit more respect for you because you had the balls to pick up the phone and give me a call, right? So now I'm going to put the ball back in your court. You say, I will assimilate, an opinion triggered me, so I'm going to eliminate people. So Kent, you have the phone number, 914-205-5356. If you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm such a coward, then you can give me a call. But until then, go fuck yourself. Kent Tarak is exactly the kind of people that I'm talking about, right? He actually makes some very good points, and I've admitted on the show that I can be very emotionally immature at times, guys. Things don't trigger me. I have a very hot temper. I have a very low tolerance for men who act like women. Okay, listen, I expect women to come in here and talk a bunch of shit in the chat and hit and run. I don't expect that from men. Most of my haters, like, dude, I can't remember as a matter of fact, I have women calling my show, telling me they watch my show. I have more male haters than I have female haters, right? Kent Tarak is not in here to listen to me. He's just I've never seen him in here before in my life. No, he just decided that he wanted to come in here and tell everyone that I'm a coward. Okay, listen, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong, but if you really think I'm a coward, give me a call. And he's not going to call because Kent is exactly who he says I am, right? If you want to talk shit in the chat, again, get your pot shots in before January the 1st because I'm not dealing with it anymore. I've dealt with this for 3.5, well, actually 2.5 going on 3 years. I'm not dealing with it anymore. I have better shit to do than to be responding to some fucking dude that jerks off to porn for 8 hours a day calling me a coward. Here's a thought. How about you learn to speak English? How about that, Kent? And if English really is your first language, give me a call and prove it. Let's go to area code 787. Area code 787, you are on live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hello, Donovan. How are you doing? I'm a big fan of your content, and I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
In general.
Thank you.
Just got a quick comment about what the man said about getting married to somebody who's an immigrant.
Okay.
I think it's a horrible decision because I want your followers to look on Google, affidavit of support. So basically, if you get married to somebody who's like an immigrant, want to bring them to the country, say if, it is illegal, but say if you get away with it.
Okay.
If the person divorces you, it's basically you got to pay them alimony for life or for, I don't know how long, but look up affidavit of support.
Wow. Wait, hold on, caller. Hold on quickly, caller. I thought, and see, this is how ignorant I am, and this is why I'm glad you called in. I thought that the only way a man would be required to pay a woman alimony is if he's married to her for at least 10 years. So you're telling me that if this dude, area code 806, whatever his name is, he brings a girl over from Jamaica, she's 19, he marries her, then he divorces her, right? He divorces her, and then but she can still get alimony, right?
Absolutely, because it's the federal government, and basically you're sponsoring them. It's like if you want to work in a foreign country, you have to find a corporate sponsor. Wow. So basically that lady is finding a beta sponsor, you could say. So don't do it. You're going to waste your money, risk jail time. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Thanks for the call, area code 787. Holy smokes. Listen, $10,000 ain't worth that, dude. Fuck that. Man, you can make $10,000. You can make $10,000 legally. Keep your freedom. Let's go to area code 802. Area code 802. God damn it. 802.
Hello, Donovan.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm calling back just to tell the caller about the deal that they offer him. First of all, he will have to sign a couple papers that say for 10 years he will be responsible for that girl. Like if the girl take a loan or whatever if she doesn't have like healthcare insurance, stuff like that. If she can't pay all those bills, the government will go after your pocket. Then before even that happen, for immigration give her the green card, they will ask him like to give like email or messages for 2 years, the conversation she has with the girl and picture and stuff like that. So it's a whole process. So immigration will scan everything. So and if they see him lying, because they will have to live at the same address over the last at least 10 months. So they have to receive they will ask you for like mail. When you receive mail, they will ask for both of you to show like you are living in the same address. Like when the officer realize that you are lying, then you're in trouble. Your ICE is really in trouble because I think they call that you lying to a federal agent. And that's a huge deal.
Oh, wow.
So, because if you're lying they will charge you that double crime. First of all, you will be lying to a federal agent. Secondly, you committed fraud. Then you will be in deep shit.
Oh yeah. Not even close to a good idea.
You don't. No.
So let me ask you before
You don't.
So before I let you go,
Yeah.
so let me ask you this, and this is hypothetically speaking. This guy was going to do this for $10,000. Okay. There seems to be all kinds of risk, but there are men out here who will take this risk provided the money is right.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, what dollar figure would make a man think twice about maybe doing this?
Well, a man should think twice about this, especially with this new administration.
Right.
Immigration being more strict, so they pushing the investigation further than before. Way further before, because they're gonna ask you like how you met and all that. For example, if they ask you, they might say, when is the first time you met? And you say we met like 3 years ago. Then they will say, okay, show me a picture of you 3 years ago and stuff like that, or a message of you they said you talk to her on Facebook and stuff like that. So you have to go to your Facebook and show that, so they will know. So they will know. So if you do that right now, I know some people that do that, but that's was in the past.
Oh, wow.
Like that get away with it. But these people, I know some of them that have been shit like that because the person requests government assistance. So because you know how human being, or sometimes you're helping the person, and after that he said fuck you. So
Yeah, you're an
I'm just
accessory.
gonna do whatever I have to do. And so now this person, because you signed the affidavit is for 10 years. So you legally responsible for anything that person do.
Oh,
so even though
Jesus
this person go to jail or stuff like that, you are the one they will call to bail out that person.
Holy
and
shit,
stuff like
man.
that. So it's not.
Well, thanks for the call, area code 802. Yeah, it sounds like the feds have put enough deterrence in place to keep men from doing this. Holy shit. You're legally responsible for whatever that person does. That's basically like having a kid, right? If your underage kid goes and commits a crime, you get charged with negligence, criminal negligence. Damn. Let's go to area code 405. Area code 405. You're on live at Donovan, and you go ahead.
Oh, and by the way, regarding the phone.
Area code 405. I can't hear you.
I'll try to wait, half an hour on your customer service 800.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. I guess area code 405 was. Area code 405 was not ready for that. All right. Hell of a show, guys. Hell of a show. I appreciate all. Let me shout out my super chatters here. Area code 313. I see you on the line. I'm going to take your call in just a second. Actually, I'll take your call and then looks like, okay, we got 2 callers on the line. All right. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so we've got 2 callers on the line.